Hello all my dear student friends. Welcome to this session. In this session we are going to study the fits. Now as we all know that several parts, several components which are manufactured in the industry, these parts are fitted one into the other part. So we have to assemble the several parts together and one part is fit into the other part. So there is some relation between the various parts. One part has relation with some other part and these two parts are called as the mating parts. So the relation between the various part is different. Therefore the fit which is present between the various parts is also different. Some parts are fitted very tightly, some parts are fitted loosely. So the degree of tightness and or the looseness with which one part is fit into the other part, that defines the fit which is present in the various parts which are manufactured in the industry. So fit is defined as the relation between two mating parts where one is inserted into the other with a certain degree of tightness or looseness. One part is inserted into the other part with a certain degree of tightness or looseness. We are having the two mating parts and there is some relation between these two mating parts. One part is inserted in the other part and while inserting there is some tightness or some looseness depending upon the functioning of these two parts. So when two mating parts are to be assembled, the relation obtained due to the difference between their sizes. In order to have the appropriate fit, we must have some appropriate difference between their sizes. So the relation which is obtained due to the difference between their sizes before assembly is called as fit. Fit is the degree of tightness or looseness between the two mating parts to perform a definite function. So the functional requirement tells us to have a appropriate tightness or looseness between in the fitting of the two mating parts. Now fits may be classified in three types. One is the clearance fit, second is the transition fit and third is the interference fit. So clearance fit may be further divided into slide fit, running fit, loose running fit, slack running fit or easy slide fit. Transition fit may be wringing fit or push fit. Interference fit may be heavy force and shrink fit, force fit or tight fit. So these different fits we are going to study in detail later on. Let us start with the first type of fit, that is the clearance fit. So in clearance fit, diameter of the largest shaft is smaller than the diameter of the smallest hole. Diameter of the largest shaft is smaller than the diameter of the smallest hole so that the shaft can rotate or slide through with different degrees of freedom. Now what is shaft and what is hole? Already we have seen that shaft indicate the external dimension of the part which is present inside, whereas hole indicate the internal dimension of the mating part which is outside the part which is inserted in that particular part. So in the clearance fit, the diameter of the largest shaft is smaller than the diameter of the smallest hole so that the shaft can rotate or slide through with different degrees of freedom according to the purpose of mating members, according to the function. So for clearance fit, largest shaft diameter is smaller than the smallest hole diameter. So even if the hole is smallest and the shaft is largest, still there is clearance because the largest shaft is smaller than the smallest hole. So clearance fit denotes the condition of assembly of two mating parts in which the limits of size of these two parts are so chosen that positive allowance, that is clearance, will always occur. Always there will be clearance. So there is a variation in the size, that is the upper limit and the lower limit. So whatever may be the limit of the hole as well as the shaft, always there will be clearance. Of course the clearance will vary depending upon the actual size, but in all conditions clearance will be there. Now clearance means here positive allowance. The allowance will always be positive. That means always the hole diameter will be larger than the shaft diameter. That is the clearance fit. So the clearance fit can be further classified. We can have maximum clearance if the difference between maximum limit of hole and minimum limit of shaft. Maximum clearance is the difference between maximum limit of hole and minimum limit of shaft. That means when the hole is at its maximum size and the shaft is at its minimum size, then the clearance will be maximum. That means when the shaft size is minimum and the hole size is maximum, then of course clearance will be maximum. Now minimum clearance. Minimum clearance is the difference between minimum limit of hole and maximum limit of shaft. So when the shaft size is maximum and the hole size is minimum, then the clearance will be minimum. Of course clearance will be there because the type of fit selected is clearance fit, but the clearance will be minimum. Now we can also have mean clearance. So mean clearance is equal to the arithmetic mean or average clearance. So it is the average value of maximum clearance and minimum clearance. So the example of mean clearance is sliding fit, running fit, loose running fit, slack running fit, or easy slide fit, etc. Now with the help of the graphical representation, we can study the clearance fit. This is the graphical representation of the clearance fit. So we have seen in the clearance fit, the largest shaft diameter is less than the smallest hole diameter. So first of all, we will just try to see this, study this graphical representation once again. This is the datum line or the reference line. Then this is the basic size. So the basic size is indicated by the 0 line. The 0 line represents the basic size. This is the shaft and this is the tolerance for the shaft. This is the hole and this is the tolerance zone for the hole. Okay, so this is the basic size. Now for the hole, this is the minimum limit or minimum diameter of hole, and from here to here we have the maximum diameter of hole or the maximum limit of hole. Now shaft will also have, this is the minimum limit of the shaft and this is the maximum limit of the shaft. Okay, so therefore this is the minimum clearance and the maximum clearance will be actually from here to here, that is the maximum clearance. So first of all, what is the condition of clearance fit? Clearance fit means, in clearance fit, largest shaft diameter is less than smallest hole diameter. So what is the largest shaft diameter? This is the largest shaft diameter. This is the shaft. Okay, this is the tolerance for the shaft. So this is the minimum shaft diameter or the smallest shaft diameter, but from here to here, that is the largest shaft diameter. So once again I will show the largest shaft diameter. This is the largest shaft diameter. Now what is the smallest hole diameter? This is the smallest hole diameter. So this arrow indicates the smallest hole diameter. So we can see here that the largest shaft diameter is smaller than the smallest hole diameter. That means shaft is always smaller than the hole. Therefore always we are having clearance in all cases, whatever may be the actual size of the hole or the shaft, we will have clearance fit only, but the clearance will vary depend upon the actual size. Now let us see the clearance, maximum and minimum clearance. So this is the minimum clearance from here to here. This is the minimum clearance. That means when the shaft size is maximum and the hole size is minimum, then the clearance will be minimum. This is the minimum clearance. Now what about the maximum clearance? Maximum clearance will occur when the shaft size is minimum and hole size is maximum. So this is the maximum clearance, not this, but this is the maximum clearance. So maximum clearance will occur when the shaft size is minimum and the hole size is maximum. So the types of clearance fit: slide fit, it is very small, it has a very small clearance between the mating parts. When the clearance between the mating parts is very small, then we obtain a slide fit. So it is employed when the mating parts are required to move slowly. When a slow motion is required between the mating parts, relative motion which is required between the mating parts is very slow, then we go for the slide fit, where a very small clearance is present between the mating parts, and these two parts are moving relative to each other with very slow speed, and the example is tail stalk spindle of lathe. So you will find that the tail stalk spindle will move very slowly in relation to the bed. Now the running fit. In running fit, the clearance is appreciable, slightly more than slide fit. So when the clearance is slightly increased, it is employed for rotation at moderate speed. So rotary motion is possible, relative motion, rotary relative motion is possible between the mating parts, and the example is the gearbox bearing, then the crankshaft in their main bearings, and the shaft pulleys. Here the fit is the running fit. Now loose running fit, it is employed for high rotation at high speed. So when the rotational speed required is very high, at that time we have to provide the loose running fit, and the examples are the idle pulleys on shaft. When the pulley is idle, it is not having any load, but it is rotating. So there the fit which is provided is the loose running fit, and especially it is present in the quick return motion mechanism of the shaper, because in the shaper you will find that the return stroke is idle, so there is no load during the return stroke. Now let us go to the next fit, that is the transition fit. Now in transition fit, the sizes of limits of mating parts, that is the shaft and the hole, are so selected that either clearance or interference may occur. So in transition fit, there may be clearance or there may be interference. We may get clearance or we may get interference, and this depends upon the actual size of the shaft and the hole. So in transition fit, we are selecting the sizes of the limits of the mating parts, which are called as shaft and hole, such that clearance can also be present or interference can also be present, and this may depend upon the actual size of the part. So here the diameter of the largest allowable hole is greater than the diameter of the smallest shaft. So if the hole is largest, then it is greater than the smallest shaft. If the hole is largest, then it is greater than the smallest shaft. If the shaft is smallest and hole is largest, then hole will be greater. But diameter of the smallest hole is smaller than the diameter of the largest shaft. That means if the hole is smallest and shaft is largest, then hole will be smaller than the shaft. If shaft is largest and hole is smallest, then the hole will be smaller than the shaft, or the shaft will be larger than the hole. So that small positive or negative allowance between diameters of mating parts is permissible. That means we can have a small allowance, and this allowance may be either positive or negative. So positive allowance means clearance and negative allowance means interference. So the allowance, that is the difference between the sizes of the shaft and hole, may be positive or may be negative. That means either we may have clearance or we may have interference. But whether we are having clearance or interference, that depends upon the actual size. So for the transition fit, largest hole diameter is greater than smallest shaft diameter. That means if the hole diameter is largest and the shaft diameter is smallest, then hole diameter will be greater, because shaft diameter is smallest and the hole diameter is largest, therefore hole diameter will be greater. But if the shaft diameter is largest and hole diameter is smallest, then shaft diameter may be greater than the hole diameter. So it depends upon the actual size, whether it is largest or smallest. What is the exact size, actual size? So either hole may be greater or shaft may be greater in transition fit. We know that if shaft is greater than the hole, then interference is obtained. If hole is greater than the shaft, then clearance is obtained. So the examples of transition fit are push fit and light keying fit, spigot in mating holes, coupling rings and recesses. The types of transition fit are wringing fit and push fit. So before we go to the examples in detail, let us study the graphical representation of transition fit. So this is the datum line or the reference line. This is the shaft and this is the hole. Now this is the basic size which is given by the zero line. The zero line represents the basic size. This is the zero line. Therefore this basic size is represented by the zero line. Distance of the zero line from the datum line or reference line is the basic size. This is the hole. So this is the maximum limit of hole. This is the minimum limit of hole. So maximum limit means distance from this point to this point. That is the maximum limit. And minimum limit means distance from this point to this point. Right? Similarly, this is the shaft and this is the tolerance zone for the shaft, and this is the minimum limit and this is the maximum limit of the shaft. Right? So what exactly is the transition fit? That we can see with the help of this enlarged figure. In transition fit we have two conditions. The first condition is largest hole diameter is greater than smallest shaft diameter. So where is the largest hole diameter? This is the largest hole diameter. This is the largest hole diameter. Once again you will see the largest hole diameter. This is the largest hole diameter. Okay. Now where is the smallest shaft diameter? This is the smallest shaft diameter. So you can see clearly that the largest hole diameter is greater than the smallest shaft diameter. This is the largest hole diameter which is greater than the smallest shaft diameter. So that is the condition for the transition fit. This is the same figure but slightly I enlarged it, and you can see very clearly that the first condition is satisfied, and the first condition is that the largest hole diameter is greater than the smallest shaft diameter. This is the first condition of the transition fit. So it is difficult to understand the transition fit. So you may think that it is difficult, but you can see here that easily you can understand with this figure that the two conditions should be satisfied. The first condition is very clearly satisfied. Here you can see very clearly that the largest hole diameter is greater than the smallest shaft diameter. This is the smallest shaft diameter and this one is the largest shaft diameter. But here we are talking of the smallest shaft diameter, and this is the largest hole diameter up to the maximum limit of hole. Now we will go to the second condition. What is the second condition? Largest shaft diameter should be greater than smallest hole diameter. Largest shaft diameter. So what is the largest shaft diameter? This is the largest shaft diameter, right? So this largest shaft diameter should be greater than the smallest hole diameter. This is the smallest hole diameter. So the largest shaft diameter, this one is the largest shaft diameter, it is greater than the smallest hole diameter. You can see very clearly here. Okay, so this is the graphical representation of the transition fit, and I have shown both the conditions on separate figures so that you can understand clearly. There is no doubt, there is no confusion. There should be no confusion. If you understand transition fit, then it means that you have understood everything. Now the types of transition fit. First is ringing fit. It provides either zero interference or the clearance. The interference may be zero, or you may have the clearance, some clearance or zero interference. So no interference is present in the ringing fit. So it is employed where parts can be replaced without difficulty. When you have to replace the part, that time you have to remove one part from the other part. So there should be no clearance. There should be no interference. Then only you can remove the parts. So these parts are required to be removed during minor repairs. And for that, if you have clearance, a lot of interference, then it will be difficult to remove the part, one part from the other part, because the fit will be very tight. Next fit is the push fit. Push fit provides small clearance. So it is employed for parts that must be disassembled during operation of a machine. So when the machine is operated, some parts have to be disassembled, and for that it is necessary to have some clearance. So there we are having only the push fit. But of course it is a type of transition fit because the clearance is very, very small. For example, changing gears. Frequently you have to change the gears. So during the operation of the machine, gear changing is required. That means, for example, in your automobile you are required to change the gears. So during the running of the automobile you are required to change the gears, and therefore push fit must be provided. Now let us go to the interference fit. So in interference fit, sizes of the meeting parts means hole and shaft. You know, hole represent the outside dimension, hole represent the inside dimension of the outside part, and shaft represent the outside dimension of that part which is inserted inside. So in interference fit, the sizes of the parts are so selected that interference or negative allowance will always occur. Always there will be interference. Always the allowance will be negative. So there will be no gap. Always there will be the overlap between in the material. That means always the shaft will be larger than the hole. So interference will be there in all conditions. Of course interference may be less or interference may be more, but always there will be interference, and whether interference is less or more will depend on the actual size. Therefore for interference fit, smallest shaft diameter is greater than the largest hole diameter. Even if the shaft diameter is smallest, so that is also greater than the largest hole diameter. And of course the largest shaft diameter will definitely be greater than the largest hole diameter, or the smallest hole diameter also. So the shaft is smaller than the hole, you know, but that was in the case of clearance fit. But in interference fit, you will find that the shaft is larger than the hole. Always the shaft is larger than the hole. Even if the shaft is smallest, then also it will be larger than the largest hole. So that is interference. So in this type of fit, diameter of minimum allowable shaft is greater than that of maximum allowable hole. Shaft is always greater than hole, then only we can get the interference. So this is the graphical representation of the interference fit. Now this basic things you are knowing. This is the datum line or the reference line. Then this is the basic size. It is represented by the 0 line. Then this is the shaft. You can see the shaft is larger than the hole. So this is the tolerance for the shaft. This is the maximum limit of the shaft. From here datum line to this line is the maximum limit of the shaft. Again from datum line to this line, that is the minimum limit of the shaft. Okay, and here the interference, you can see interference. Before considering the interference, we will see the hole. So this is the hole, and you can see that the hole is also greater than the basic size. The tolerance zone is above the basic size, above the 0 line, and this is the lower limit, minimum limit of the hole. From the datum line to this line, we obtain the minimum limit of the hole, that is the smallest hole, and from this datum line to this line, we get the maximum limit of the hole. Okay, so the interference, you can see that this is the minimum interference. This is the minimum interference. Minimum interference will occur when the hole diameter is maximum and shaft diameter is minimum. So when the shaft diameter is minimum and the hole diameter is maximum, then the interference will be minimum. But when the shaft diameter is maximum and the hole diameter is minimum, then the interference will be maximum. So this is the maximum interference, this is the minimum interference, right? From here to here, the interference is the maximum interference. From here to here, the interference is the minimum interference. But again, we should see exactly what is the interference speed, the meaning of the interference speed. In interference speed, smallest shaft diameter is greater than the largest hole diameter. Smallest shaft diameter is greater than the largest hole diameter. So what is the smallest shaft diameter? This is the smallest shaft diameter. From this point to this point, this is the shaft, this is the smallest shaft, this is the largest shaft. Okay, up to this line we get the largest shaft, up to this line we get the smallest shaft. So the smallest shaft diameter will be greater than the largest hole diameter. This is the largest hole diameter. So this smallest shaft diameter is greater than the largest hole diameter, and that is the condition of interference, and this fit is nothing but the interference fit. So very easily, very clearly you can see that the smallest shaft diameter is greater than the largest hole diameter. Now the interference fit can be classified in the following types. Maximum interference is the negative difference between the maximum limit size of the shaft and minimum limit size of the hole. So we can obtain maximum interference when the shaft size is maximum, and hole size is minimum. So maximum interference is the negative difference. Now the difference is negative. Why we call negative difference? Because the allowance is negative, and here the shaft will not be easily inserted into the hole, right? Therefore we say it is the negative difference between the maximum size of the shaft and the minimum limit size of the hole, that is the maximum interference. Then minimum interference is the negative difference between the minimum limit size of the shaft and minimum limit size of the hole. That means when the shaft size is minimum and the hole size is maximum, then the interference will be minimum. And mean interference is of course the arithmetic mean or the average value of maximum interference and minimum interference. The example of mean interference is press fit, driving fit, shrink fit, etc. These are the examples of the interference fits, not only mean interference. These are the press fit, driving fit and shrink fit. These are the examples of interference fit. So the types of interference fit: first is the force fit, tight fit, and heavy force and shrink fit. What is force fit? Force fit has considerable interference between meeting parts. A lot of interference is present between the meeting parts in case of force fit. So it is employed when meeting parts are not required to be assembled during their total service of life. So throughout the service life of the meeting parts of the components, you will find that they are not required to be assembled. So never we are going to remove the one part from the other part, so we can fit them forcibly. So force fit is possible, and a lot of interference we can have because we are not required to remove. We can insert somehow one part in the other part by using the force, but while removing, again it becomes very difficult, because while removing, the deformation of the parts will occur and the parts have to be replaced. So there is no need of removing these parts. Therefore the force fit is force fit. Here assembly of the moving parts is only obtained if pressure is applied. Without pressure we cannot assemble. Since the size of the hole is smaller than the size of the shaft, so how we can assemble them without pressure? Pressure is required. Force is definitely required for the assembly, for inserting the one part into the other part. So the example is gears on the shaft of concrete mixer. So there is a lot of load on the concrete mixture, and if you want to mount the gears on the shaft, so we should have the force fit. And for the forging machines also the load is high load, and therefore we have to go for force fit. Now other type of interference fit is tight fit. So in tight fit the interference is slightly less than the force fit. So it is employed for the meeting parts that may be replaced while overhauling maintenance of the machine. So in rare case it may be required to replace these parts. So in rarely we may require to remove one part from the other part, and especially when the total overhauling or the overhauling maintenance of the machine is required to be done. So that time this part is removed, one part is removed from the other part. So the fit is tight fit, though it is interference fit, but if you apply small force, then you can separate the parts, you can remove one part from the other part. The example is stepped pulley on the drive shaft of a conveyor, right? So we are having the shaft for the conveyor, that is the drive shaft of the conveyor, and it runs with the help of the pulleys. So the pulley may be the stepped pulley, and it is mounted on the drive shaft of the conveyor. So it is also having some load on it. So the fit here is the tight fit. And the cylindrical grinding machine is also the example of tight fit. Heavy force and shrink fit. So when heavy force is required or shrinking is required, then that type of fit is called as the heavy force and shrink fit. It has maximum interference between meeting parts. Therefore, to obtain the required fit, considerable amount of force is applied, a lot of force is applied, or sometimes force may not be sufficient. So what we are doing is that we are hitting the part which contains the hole, the external part which is having the internal dimension, that is the hole, is heated, so it will expand. Then only we can insert, okay, and then later on it will shrink. So after shrinking, the fit will be, of course, heavy force fit, or it is also called as the shrink fit, because it expands. Then we can insert. After expansion of the hole, then this hole size will be increased till the temperature is high. Then we can insert the shaft, because the shaft is not heated, so its size is same, but the size of the hole has been increased temporarily due to heating. So that time we can insert. But when again the hole, the part which contains the hole, the internal dimension, it gets cooled, then it will shrink, right? So there we can obtain, thus we can obtain the shrink fit or the heavy force fit. So this was about the interference fit, and this was about the various types of fit. Thank you all my dear friends.